All right, what's up, everybody? So January 23rd, 2025. It's an epic date. I'll tell you that. So I'm excited to be on the Zoom. I'm excited to introduce you guys to Dan Putnam. I've met him personally a couple different times, hung out. Great guy, great support. And one thing that I want to talk about is this isn't something that we haven't done before. We met Dan back at the end of 2019 and built a great six-figure income really fast. Me and my business partner Michael Beal, which will be on here. He's coming. He's got kid duty, so he'll be showing up. And when we did that, we figured out the plan that Dan had. It's like 8-year company, debt free. The products are on point, great ingredients. That you will drink them, you will take them, you will feel them very fast. And they're more affordable than literally just retail products. And this is, in our space, you don't find that. And then you don't find where they actually pay you more than any other company I've ever seen. So it's like, how is that possible? Well, they own everything. Everything is in-house, basically. So I'm going to bring Dan on to kind of paint the vision for you guys on why Epic Slim is Epic Slim. And, you know, I got blown away. I'm just so happy to be here, Dan. Thank you for being on with us. And it couldn't be better timing because I've been looking for something since 2020, man. So I'm just glad to be back. I'm like glad to be on here. And, the people that are on here, get ready for a big explosion because this is going to be a lot of fun. So, Dan, what's Epic Slim and what's this turnkey system and how can we all benefit and help others with it?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Um, it's kind of interesting. We had a great run in 2020 and have kept it going fairly well. Um, we did over 100 million in 2020. We've been maintaining about 60 million now. I think we'd be still at the 100 million mark if there wasn't the war in Russia, because as you know, a lot of our volume is in Russia, Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and we're still doing a good amount of volume there, but we was doing an upwards of 5 million a month in those markets, and everything got blocked there. No credit cards, no nothing. But even with that, we've grown in a lot of other areas around the world. We've done a lot of expansion over the last 4 years, a lot more warehouses and infrastructure, and so really it's not a bad thing. Things slowed down just a little bit, but it gave us a lot of time to really build a much stronger base. So when we get back up to 100 million, 200, 300 million, it's not going to be an issue. We've made some major changes that we're pretty excited about. One of the things I'm most excited about is now manufacturing our own products. That's something that also gives us a little bit of that competitive advantage. But just like you said, I mean, the big separation is the company's completely debt free, meaning we own all the offices. They're all paid off. We don't lease, we don't rent. Everybody in our family owns everything that they have. No car payments, no house payments, no nothing. And that does give us an advantage. And we wanted it to be that way. We own our own back office, so we don't have all of the outrageous fees that a lot of companies have. We now have our own manufacturing, and that stuff really does add up. And instead of using all of that just to have us make more money, we actually have been using it to give better pricing on our products and using it to pay more commissions to the distributors to make it very difficult for companies to compete with us if you're just looking at it logically. Like if you're just straight up looking the cost of the product, the CV of the product, what the commission's paying out, all of those things, I don't think anybody's really even that close. But network marketing and business in general has a lot to do with timing, personal preference, emotion. It's not just straight up, okay, who has the best pricing on the products, the best ingredients, the best compound. If that was it, I think we'd be the largest company in the world. But there's a lot of factors. And my background has been network marketing my entire adult life. I started when I was 18 years old as a distributor. Through years of trial and error, was able to build organizations of hundreds of thousands of people, earn tens of millions of dollars in commissions. But from 1995 all the way up until now, 2025, I've really just been on a mission to try and figure out what I can do to create the best duplication and retention model ever created, because I still to this day cannot believe that there aren't some network marketing companies that are literally 20 times the size of any network marketing company right now. And it really goes all the way back to in this little, not even a full single wide trailer that I was living in 1995, going to college. One night, I'm figuring all this stuff out, and I remember seeing, the penny doubling thing, 1, 2, 4, in 30 days, it's $5 million, 31 days, if it's a longer month, it's $10 million. And I started looking and I'm like, man, network marketing, I mean, we have more leverage than the penny doubling because we don't go 1, 2, we go 1, 3. We don't go 2, 4, we go 3, 7, meaning first month or first day, obviously they're doing a day. And you don't even really have to be a great marketer to make one sale per day. In reality, if you're just looking at great marketers, look at Russell Brunson and those guys when they put their funnels together and launch a product, they make hundreds or even thousands of sales per day, 7 days a week. That's good marketing. Network marketing, the thing that I love about it, and it was so crazy, you don't even have to be a good marketer. Think about it, one sale per month. If somebody's actually marketing and working on a $45, $50 product, that's not somebody who anybody would say, man, that guy's amazing. He worked all month long, did all this marketing, and he made one $45 sale. But if that happened, and let's just say that was me bringing you into the business, Brian. So the first month I have one person. If it was a penny doubling, the next month we'd have two. But that's not what it is because we're leveraging time, money, and effort. So the next month I just see Sarah up there. I bring in Sarah. And then Brian, your first month, you bring in Mike. So that's three. We don't go 1, 2, we go 1, 3. You fast forward that 1 year, and even with a $45 product, that's going to put you at about $50,000 a month. You fast forward at 2 years, and that's going to put you at close to $1 million a month. You go 2.5 years, 30 months, that's about 10 million people in your organization. 36 months, which is only 3 years, it's 640 million people in your organization. And in less than 3.5 years, you have the entire world in your organization. And that's only making one sale per month. So when I saw that, it literally is like maybe the best and the worst thing I've ever seen, because I cannot believe that I can't put something together that the average person can make one sale per month. And that's literally what I've been on a mission to do for the last 30 years. And we've done some interesting things. I started to get really, really excited about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. When I started to see stuff coming out on ChatGPT and other AI stuff, because I as a distributor, I had an exact system for building. And one of the reasons that we did well is we did a good job of putting that together for the team. So you can ask any person on our team, I don't care how many levels down, what's launch, and they're going to tell you exactly how we launch. And what I identified launch is just exposing your center of influence. The people that you already have access to, you just want to get the business or the service or whatever in front of them. That's launch. And then you go into marketing after launch. And that's how I always built the business. I said, okay, we're not going to count on our center of influence to, build the business and be the only thing we do, because we're going to market. But that's who we have now. That's already our cultivated list. Let's reach out to them and see if there's anybody that's interested. See if at least our best friends want to work with us. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to try and get rich, it's way funner to do with your best friends. Because if you start a business and make a bunch of money and none of your friends do, it's no fun. They can't go on vacation with you because they have to work, or if they do, you have to pay for everything. And most of the time, if you're the only one that gets rich, you just end up getting new friends. And that's one of the things that, hey, if you're going to get rich, do it with your friends. And that's what I kind of love about this business. But just kind of fast forward, I hired a guy about 2 years ago, a college kid. And literally the only job I had him do all day long is research AI and tell me what apps. And we bought every app we could find. And then I just gave him assignments. And what I was trying to do is say, hey, what can I actually do? And what I started to see, I'm like, you know what? If a team actually understands how to use AI in their network marketing business, no other team will compete. Because just as an example, Brian, when you guys got started in late 2019, and we grew from 1 million to 15 million a month in a 4-month period from April to July of 2020, and did over 100 million in sales in 2020. We had 4 people in their very first year in the business make over $1 million. Since then, we've had several more make $1 million, but that was in their first year. Those are the only 4 we've had make $1 million in their very first year. But The only difference, it's interesting, watching a company and being a CEO of a company. I see what the people that make money do. And what they do is they just expose way more people to their business than everybody else. Marketing is not rocket science. Why does a Super Bowl ad cost so much more than the others? Because you're getting more exposure, period. So the more exposure for advertising, the more expensive. But what's so great about network marketing, and especially when you have social media, where all of the major social media um, sites have over 1 billion people, you can get mass exposure for free. It's unbelievable. But why don't people get mass exposure on social media? Well, because most of them aren't great content creators, and they don't take the time, and they just kind of do nothing. And so I started looking at, man, what if we could make a situation that every single person that comes into the company is getting mass exposure to at least thousands of people per month? Because most people, like if you really document it, most people aren't even getting exposure to 10 people a month in the business. It literally is that crazy. Because I've talked to all kinds of people in all companies. And I asked the people, how many people do you normally have to talk to get one sign up? And people rarely, if ever, say more than 10. And so if you just kind of put those numbers together, most of the distributors don't get one sign up per month. If they did, the companies would be massive. You'd have the entire world population in less than 4 years. And so if you break that down, what does that actually mean? It actually means that most of them are getting the business in front of less than 10 people per month. And so when I started to see this AI, I'm like, man, I think I could actually create something to go through the entire launch, the onboarding, and the daily plan of action automated. So we put a lot of time and money, and it ended up being a much bigger and more difficult project than we expected. But on that, and I'm just bringing that up because just so people can kind of see what's coming in the future. We now have it able to fully automate. Like if you go into the Epic Slim back office and you go through that blueprint and the onboarding, we can automate all of that. The only thing we're working on right now is just trying to make sure, because Instagram and TikTok and all of those can continuously change their rules. And we don't want to have somebody get their Instagram account shut down that they've had for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, whatever the case is. And we don't want to have to make it so that every single person is starting from scratch and having to set up a new social media accounts to run their business. And so we're just testing those things, but we will be launching, I would say within the next 90 days at the most, as part of Epic Slim. We'll be launching something we call Closer, and that will basically just automate the prospecting, the onboarding system, the follow-up system, and literally make it so that every single person in the company is getting their business in front of thousands to tens of thousands of people a month. And not just random people. It's literally searching for your exact avatar of exactly. This is pretty easy because network marketing, most people aren't having the success that they're looking for. So you can just go straight after network marketers and just hit them with the system and the AI and the product and everything that we have. But and you get that in front of tens of thousands of them a month, and every single person on your team is getting in front of 1,000 to 10,000 network marketers. You're going to get your signups. You're going to get that average person getting one or more, and that's really what we've been shooting for. We also were looking for some things of what we could do to maybe get to a younger market. 16 and up. And you're starting to see, TikTokers and some high school kids making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on YouTube and TikTok and those types of things. It's a completely different world. When I was going to high school in the late 80s and early 90s, there was no cell phones, there was no internet, there was no nothing. Now I talk to high school kids that have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers on several different social media campaigns. So they're in a situation to just build massive businesses. So with that, we created a brand. And with the brand, we have Italian made glasses, we have matching watches, we have socks, we have hoodies, we have shirts, we have everything that we brought out to literally just create a brand that stands for one thing: opportunity. Just we created a brand that stands for the opportunity so that you can live life on your terms. One of the things that drives me crazy is probably 99% of the entire world's population lives their entire life on somebody else's terms. Somebody else telling them, when you have to wake up, when you have to be to work, how much you're worth, when you can go to lunch, when you can get off work, when you can go on vacation, if you can get on vacation. They live their entire life. Somebody else making all their decisions, telling them what to do. And we're like, man, that just makes no sense. I mean, every human being has so much potential, and it's not that difficult if they have the opportunity and have the exact blueprint and stuff like that. So I'm like, what if we can get this to 16-year-olds? I don't know if you guys have seen any of those movies. I'm sure you probably have, where like they hit their head or something and then they wake up and now the dad's in the 17-year-old's body or something. I was thinking about that one day and I'm like, man, I've done this now for well over 30 years. If I could just like go into like a 16-year-old with everything that I know right now, what could I accomplish in the next 30 years or the next 40 years with all that knowledge and starting at that age? And obviously you can't do that. So I literally sat down and I mapped out, if I was going to talk to my 16-year-old self and I was going to give myself an exact business plan with everything I've learned doing billions of dollars in sales all over the world, what would I do? How would I do it? And that's basically what we've put together in order to do this. And then we broke it down and we have all the gear, but you know, hoodies and hoodies these days are over $100. Hats are $30 or $40. You know what I mean? And so we were like, what product could we come out with just as an ease point, just an easy start? And with our other brand boxes, we were just throwing socks in kind of as a giveaway. Then we thought, well, we could do the socks as an easy start. And so what I basically did, and I'm getting to the point here, it's kind of a long story, but getting to the point, I put this 15 to 10K system together, $15. And I explained to people, you're not paying $15 for socks. This is $15 for a complete turnkey business. Everything that you need, unlimited income, the exact launch, car giveaways every 6 months, all of those types of things. We put it together, started building with some high school kids and getting better duplication than we are with professional network marketers. And then we've had a group come over from Juness. And they had a massive organization all over Latin America, and their top selling product was this collagen product. And so they are saying, hey, can you bring something out like this? And we already have 2 collagen products. But their collagen product had 10 grams of collagen and was a lot less expensive than the collagen products that we had out. And we have like 2 or 3 grams in ours. So it's kind of hard to get them excited to pay double the money. In their mind, they're thinking more is better. And in some cases it is. It just depends on what it is. So because we was able to work out the deal to start our own manufacturing, I just took a product and said, hey, what can we do with this? This is the product that they're selling literally tens of millions of dollars a month in Latin America. Tastes horrible. I think we can, if nothing else, I know we can make it taste better. So if we do nothing else but make it taste better, then it's going to be easier to sell. And then we got a product that tastes great. And then I just started thinking a little bit more. We had quite a few people asking for coffee. Coffee's always been a big hit in network marketing. And there hasn't been, since like the Happy Coffee maybe 5-6 years ago, there hasn't been a big coffee. I mean, Organo Gold more than 10 years ago, Organo XL more than 10 years ago. But still people are looking, they're still wanting a good coffee. And so I said, hey, could we actually put this formula? The manufacturer that we have makes products like this that they already sell. It's non-network marketing. They're just on TikTok. They're selling about 50 to 100,000 bags a month. They're selling over 100,000 bags a month on Amazon, everyday dose. And this product is mushrooms, collagen, protein, and nootropics. Much less, has like 3 grams of collagen and things like that. But they've already proven it. They're killing it. They're selling it for $50. And they're literally selling like 50 to 100,000 a month just on TikTok. And they're selling more on Amazon. And then they have their own site. And so, and that's a product that we manufacture. So I'm like, man, we could make something way better than that, sell it for less than they're selling it for with the opportunity. And so I said, you know, let's add some weight loss to it. So let's stay with the nootropics, let's stay with the collagen, but let's go with some proven weight loss. And that's kind of what we did. And so we launched the coffee and then the non-coffee version, which obviously coffee is an ingredient. It's not just a flavor. It's not coffee flavored. It's actual coffee. So you have the coffee and then the other one, you take out the coffee and then it's just the same raw ingredients flavored. We can do it in any flavor. We're launching with a tropical flavor. So a coffee and a tropical. And what I decided to do, because of putting this little sock thing together and seeing these guys go out and getting 2, 3, 4, 5 people consistently in their first day, and seeing 16, 17 year olds have 200 or 300 people in the organization after a week. And I'm like, man, we shouldn't launch this as a product. We should launch an entire turnkey business, because that's what we talk about the socks. We're not in the sock business. We're not trying to, go and compete with Stance and stuff like that. Ours are the same quality. They're just as good. Stance is selling their socks for $15, $18. Aloe selling their socks for $28. So we're competitive with the more premium style socks. We're not selling stocks. We're selling a complete turnkey business for $15, that gives you the ability to live life on your terms, stand for something. And that's the same type of thing that I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want to go and compete with these, TikTok coffee companies and collagen companies, because we're not selling collagen. We're not selling coffee. We're not selling weight loss. We're selling an entire turnkey business for $45 that you can take all over the world, make unlimited income. And so when you start to break that down and you're thinking, what's that worth? We have warehouses all over the world. We have employees all over the world. We have tens of millions of dollars sitting in inventory. We have all the money invested in our own software, all the money invested in our own manufacturer, the customer service, everything set up, all the merchant accounts, all the replicated websites. People get their mindset that we're trying to sell a coffee or a collagen. No, we're trying to put people up in a turnkey business so that they can live life on their terms and never be in a situation that somebody's saying, oh, no, you can't go there. Oh, no, you can't go to your son's game. You got to be here. Oh, no, you're not getting a raise this year because, whatever reason. Or, oh, we're downsizing. So sorry, 2 weeks before Christmas, you're going to have to go find something else. And everybody just puts themselves in that situation. And so we just thought, hey, we've already kind of proven with this little, blueprint and putting some urgency to get 2 people in your first 48 hours. I don't know, Brian, why I didn't do that 20 years ago, because it's so beneficial for the distributors to have the company put something together that really motivates people to get off to a fast start. And so we have the getting started, which explains why you're going to want to get 2 people in your first 48 hours. You have a bonus pool that you can qualify for by doing that, which is most of the time bonus pools start at when somebody's already close to a 6-figure income. Then they can start sharing and profit sharing with the company. This, you can start profit sharing in your first 48 hours by getting 2 people. And along with that, we're going to have special sales from anything from gear to extra entries. Just as an example, let's say that we launched a latte for some seasonal latte. And when every single person, whatever we come up with, calling the people who get their 2 in the first 48, we'll come up with a name here very soon. Every one of those, anybody who buys that, we're going to give you 5x points, 5x entries. So if this is $45, you're going to get, or if you round it up with the shipping and handling and everything, $50, you're going to get 250 entries on everyone that you sell. All the other people are going to get 45. Just different things like that. And what the entries are is the entries for the car giveaways every 6 months. And it's obviously the more entries you have, the better chances you have to win. But the top 10 entries, we're giving cash prizes and stuff like that, so that you're guaranteed to win something if you're in the top 10. And so those are just some different things, different trainings that we'll have available just for them. So it's that concept that when I bring somebody in and they see that 48-hour time, I can say, Brian, here's the bottom line. We want to help you get your 2 so that you can qualify for all this cool stuff. And plus what that's going to do is qualify you for unlimited commissions in the business. So you want to do that, but we want to do it in your first 48 hours. So let's download the blueprint and let's get to work. Let's follow it exactly. The blueprint is literally designed to help you get your 2 within 48 hours. And then I'm going to be following the onboarding guide while you're following the blueprint. And then as soon as we get through that blueprint, we're only pushing that for a week. People can stick in there if they have a large center of influence. Then we're going straight to the daily plan of action. And what that is getting into marketing. And so right now, we basically have it all written out where people can follow directions and manually, put in the effort. But what I want people to see is the future, the big picture of all of that being able to be automated, and where that puts us as a company compared to the rest of the network marketing industry. And so just to talk a little bit about the product, it's 10 grams of bovine collagen. That's type 1, a little bit of type 2, type 3. There's 19 amino acids in that collagen. So I'll just read some just so you guys kind of know what's in this. You have glycine, you have L-proline, L-hydroxyproline, um, L-alanine, L-arginine, lysine, serine. I mean, basically all of the essential amino acids for hair, skin, and nails, for maintaining muscle, for even things like gut health are all contained in this collagen. The collagen we have is around 96% protein, and that's about as good as you get. Some of the collagens, like just in raw ingredients and being in the manufacturing, we can get collagens as low as 40% protein, meaning there's just a lot of fillers and other stuff in that. And so this is 19 amino acids. People realize that amino acids are the building block of lean muscle and hair, skin, nails, all of those different types of things. Perfect for anti-aging, perfect for just joints and all of those things. And then we wanted some good nootropics. The medicinal mushrooms are more popular now than ever, and having cordyceps and lion's mane. And then we go into clinically proven weight loss. And I explain this to people all the time because here's the bottom line. To lose weight, you have to be at a calorie deficit. So it doesn't matter the supplements you're taking. If you're not at a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. But here's what clinically proven weight loss means. Even if somebody gained weight, they gain less weight than they would have if they wasn't on the product. This is clinically proven to aid in weight loss, but we focused on two things. So we have one ingredient that's clinically proven that's raising your metabolism, the resting metabolism, and even more if you're exercising. So you're going to burn more calories using this product than if you don't use it. That's why they can make the claim. It's just a fact. The other thing that we focus on is controlling insulin. Here's why this is so important, because if insulin is in the body, it's literally putting a lockdown on your fat. So even if you're losing weight, even if you get to the calorie deficit, you're going to lose lean mass. You're not going to lose the fat. You control the insulin, now all of a sudden you're going to burn fat. That's why you're seeing like people with semaglutide and Ozempic and some of those where they're saying that like 60% of the weight loss is coming from lean mass, from muscle. And the issue there is it's not just get to a calorie deficit and you lose, calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. But we want to lose fat. You have to control insulin in order to do that. And so that's really what the product's designed to do. So you have a great anti-aging blend, something to help maintain mass. Just the 10 grams of protein is going to help feel more satisfied. Like a meal replacement. If you go and look at all the meal replacements, not talking about a protein drink, talking about a meal replacement, most of those have 8 to 12 grams of protein. And then they have other things in there to help control your appetite in addition to the protein. So a protein drink is typically going to have 25 to 42 grams in a protein drink, but a meal replacement shake is typically 8 to 12. So this puts it right in that meal replacement category. The medicinal mushrooms for focus, mental clarity, brain health, and that's something that people really need to think about. I mean, what is your plan for your brain? What are you actually doing on a daily basis to give yourself the best chance of having your cognitive function as long as you can? Our big goal with Be Epic, this is still Be Epic, but we're doing it, launching almost as a new division, has been to add more life to your years. Because at the end of the day, if you live a little bit longer, but for the last 5 or 10 years, you have no cognitive function, you don't even know who you are, you don't know who your kids are, you don't know who your spouse is, it's not really living the life that you want. Like if you could say, hey, this is how I want to live, this is how I want to die, I still want to be able to have a functioning day and just, die in my sleep and something like that. But I was golfing that day, hanging out with my grandkids or great grandkids, and whatever happened, lights out, and you don't want to go that 5 or 10 years of just like being alive but not really living. And so that's what we're really focused on, and trying to say, hey, that's kind of what this product is designed, is to add more life to those years, protect the brain, help maintain the lean body mass, help the hair, skin, and nails, be able to regenerate and stuff faster and longer, just that anti-aging, and then let's try and get as much of the excess fat off the body as we can. Because at the same time, if you're gonna live longer and feel good, you may as well try and look as good as you can also. And that's really what this Epic Slim's all about. But the big point that I want to focus on is we're not launching just a product. We're launching an entire business system. So the second that somebody joins, we have a plan for them, regardless of their background, their skill set, their experience, good upline, not a good upline. If you know how to read and you're the type of person that if somebody that's done billions of dollars in sales in the network marketing industry and has made tens of millions of dollars as a distributor, doing the same thing that you guys are doing, and he wrote out an exact game plan to do that, are you the type of person that would follow it? And that's all people need to answer themselves, because here's the problem. Success isn't necessarily just an education or a not knowing. It's an application problem. And a perfect example of that is just where you have maybe 70% of the world population. I struggle with it myself, so I'm just saying everything. 70+% of the population struggling with their weight. Is that because they literally have no idea what they should be doing? They know what they should be doing, they just don't do it. And so that's what we wanted to create for a network marketing business as unlimited leverage. The only reason you won't succeed is you literally just make the decision. Yeah, I know exactly what to do. They literally wrote it out and gave me step-by-step directions of what to do every single day for my entire network marketing career. I just didn't do it. But that's not the case in a lot of people. A lot of people, they feel like, man, if somebody tell me what to do, I do it, but I don't really know what to do. I don't really know, I've never done marketing before. I don't know what to say. I'm not a product expert. I'm not a salesperson. And so they just think that they can't do it. And that's not the case, because we already explained you don't have to be good and you don't have to be a salesperson. The tools that we have are going to do the selling. There's billions of people that are struggling, that need a business opportunity, that don't love somebody else telling them how much they're worth every single day when they have to be to work every single day. Billions of people that wish they could find something. So you put it in front of them, they see it. You don't have to like talk them into it. Just get them, have them watch the video. They see it or they don't. We're going to have technology that's going to expose thousands or tens of thousands of people every 30 days for you, for your entire career. You don't think you can get one or two? And then you realize you never have to get any more than one or two, because here's the bottom line. They're going to be able to just click play. I'm not going to have to count on them to go and do everything themselves, because they won't. We could have Elon Musk write out an exact game plan, the richest person in the world, and say, hey, this is exactly, I absolutely guarantee you guys, I will give you $10 million if you follow this system exactly and you don't succeed. I'll give you 10 million. And the richest guy in the world that you know is good for the 10 million gave it to you. Would you follow it? Everybody's going to say, of course I would follow it. But would you really? And that's what I wanted to do with this business. Let's see. Are you the type of person that if somebody gave you an exact blueprint to make unlimited money, would you follow it? Yes, then you're going to make a lot of money here. No, then maybe evaluate, what you want out of life and the type of person you want to be. Are you just going to continually always just say, man, I hope I can do this one day. I wish I could do this. Do you really? Do you really wish you could do it? Okay, here's the roadmap. When everybody's talking about their New Year's resolutions, you really want to make more money? You really want to travel more? You really want to, okay, here's your roadmap. Let's see if you really want to do it. And it's $45 and you're getting an amazing product for that. So that's what we've put together, Brian. We're excited about it. We've had the experience with Be Epic, but I've also helped launch 10 other companies that are all still going. And those companies combined have done over $6 billion in sales. And it's all been the same thing. Everyone that I've helped launch has been that goal to create the duplication and retention. We always start with a 50% customer plan. So if people say, hey, what companies did you help start? Just go find any that's paying 50% on the customers. I don't know anybody else in the industry that's done that. There's a couple that broke off of one of my companies and copied it, but none of the other owners have done that, except for the things that we've put together. And most of them also have, we always put a little play together to make it get in profit by building your team 2x2, 3x3, those types of things. We've done that for over 20 years. Every division that we help launch for an existing company ended up rolling the previous company into the new division. So it's always been more successful than what they were doing before. And most of the companies that I launched divisions for had already done over $1 billion in cumulative sales. They weren't tiny little companies. And so we've proven the model, but not at what I think is possible. And I think over the next 3 to 5 years, I think it's going to be epic with Epic Slim and other things that we have in the works coming out over the next 3 to 6 months. I honestly do think it's going to be us that changes the game in network marketing. But somebody's going to have to step up and make some changes. Network marketing is just at a crossroads where it's the first time I've ever seen that there's nothing that's like super hot and hasn't been for a little while. And most of the biggest ones are down 20-30% at least, if not more, over the last couple of years. So many companies that were close to $1 billion a year aren't even in business anymore. You go at Tahisha Noni's now grouped up with 10 other failing companies in Partner.co. Zango sold to Zija. Zija sold to Isagenix. Isagenix filed for bankruptcy. And they're still a fairly large company. Juness was doing, well over $1 billion. Now they sold for, how do you have $1 billion company that you sell for 18 million? And then it was such a bad buy at 18 million that they sold it again for less than half that. And it's almost non-existent. You have Visalis selling to Prove It. You have, you know what I mean? Just all these companies that were the big ones, they're not even relevant. They're not even going. And then Advocare doing like 600 million, just dropping the plan. Tupperware dropping their plan. Several other companies looking to just drop the networking plan and go straight to consumer. And so I look at it like this. When I was growing up, back in the 80s and up to the mid 90s, every town that had probably 10 to 15,000 people in the United States had a Blockbuster Video. Now those are all the way out of business. Almost every town that had 15 or 20,000 people had a JCPenney and a Sears. Those are all out of business. The CEO of Walmart literally said, if I didn't launch Walmart.com to let literally millions of people sell their own products on our platform, we'd be out of business. The largest retailer in the world says that they would be out of business if they didn't launch Walmart.com to get into the e-commerce game. You see companies literally selling. I know a guy who put together one of the worst detox products that you could ever put together, just cheap garbage, 15-day detox, and they sold 6 million bottles on TikTok in their first 10 months. 6 million bottles on TikTok. And they pay those influencers way less than a network marketing company pays the distributors. So you're starting to see a lot of companies say, why would I set up a network marketing to pay all these distributors when there's professional influencers all over TikTok and Instagram and all of these that I can pay 15 or 20% and keep the rest for myself and have an easier business model. So you're kind of seeing the people are like, is network marketing even relevant? But the reason it's so relevant for me is because I want to create opportunity for others. That's my passion. And that this is, a way that we can give people the ability to live life on their terms, make unlimited money, follow an exact blueprint, an exact game plan. And I'm not seeing any other companies do this. Go find another company in the industry that's doing 50% retail, real time, on the dollar, not CV or something like that, that's letting you max out the entire compensation plan for $45, that's giving you an exact blueprint, giving cars away every 6 months, gives everybody the chance to win a car in their first 30 days. All of the other things that we have going, has a AI product that's top tier in the entire world, that's available in every country. So not only does that give you something to sell in every country, but also if you run in as you're prospecting, or as the AI is even prospecting for you, and it runs into somebody that's having success in another nutritional company, they don't want to come over just because they're already making 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. But then you can say, hey, how'd you like to double or triple that by automating your business with AI? And it doesn't compete at all because it's a completely separate back office with no nutrition or anything. But now you have something that you can sell to every single network marketer in the world and show them how to automate their social media, how to get out better content in every single person on their team. And again, Elon Musk said it best. And Mark Cuban said it. Several people have said it. That if you're starting a business, which this is a business, we're doing an exact business system, and you're not using AI, um, you're not going to compete. Because the people that do use it are going to expose so many more people. Just think if you're just trying to call people on the phone and do things like that, and hoping that you can get your entire team to call people on the phone and text people all day, or somebody else just has a machine that's going to go and follow all the rules, which, like for instance, Instagram will let you send 3 per hour, but it's sending 3 per hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to qualified people. So it's going and searching through the billion people, looking for people from what we put together of our ideal contacts, and then going out and striking up conversation. It's not just spamming, it's leaving comments, it's getting back and forth conversation, and then it's sending information. The same things that the best networkers and the best marketers in the world are doing can be automated. And we're there. And I honestly don't think any other network marketing company is there. And so I think that's why we're excited. I really feel that we have a chance to be a top 5 company in the entire world in network marketing over the next 3 to 5 years, because of this technology and the things that we're putting together. And just that fact that if we can just start to duplicate 1 sale per month, in 2.5 years, we're the largest network marketing company in the world. And can we do that? I'm going to keep trying, because it doesn't make sense to me with AI and all the technology that we can't put something together with 4 or 5 different platforms, social media platforms that have over 1 billion people, and we can reach out to all of them automated. I mean, I'm pretty confident that we can figure out how we can get these distributors getting 1 sale or 2 sales per month and duplicating. So that's really what this is about. But even if that doesn't work out exactly as planned, we already know sampling and testimonial sites and stuff like that work, and have created many companies, including our own company, hundreds of millions of dollars per year doing that. This is an absolutely incredible sample product, testimonial product. People start to notice the difference within the first 2 or 3 days of using it. It tastes great, so they're going to notice that instantly. And that's a big sales point. The better a company can make that product taste is going to give you a massive advantage. And I mean, Visalis had soy protein. If you do a lot of research, especially for men, it's one of the worst type of proteins that you can take. But they made it taste good, and it went crazy because it tastes good. And people, if it tastes good enough, they'll overlook that, well, this is soy, all the vitamins are synthetic, everything's artificial, but it tastes good. So they sold billions of dollars worth. If it didn't taste good, I don't think they would have been able to sell that much. Then all of a sudden, if it doesn't taste good, now you have to try and explain that it's the best quality and the best everything in the world. But the bottom line, general public is buying most of the stuff based on taste, because you're not seeing Coke and Pepsi and all the big beverage companies put a whole lot of time in focusing on making the most healthy beverage that they can on the planet. They're just trying to make things taste good and be affordable. And so we have something that tastes great, it's affordable, and it is great for people. And again, it's an entire business system. So I probably went on too long there, Brian, but really wanted to give people some background and a little bit of vision of what we're doing, why we're excited. We've done over 600 million in sales. We still, to this day, our top income earner, I haven't talked to in 2.5 years. I don't even know where he is, literally. And he's still making $20,000 to $35,000 every single week, week in and week out. And I don't think he's sponsored a person in the last 2 years. And that's what I love about this business. It gives people that type of an opportunity. My first business was USANA. I've not sponsored a person in USANA since 1996. I still get a check every week. So we're talking about coming up on almost 30 years of residual income without even sponsoring one person. And you know what? I hope that we continue another decade. I wouldn't mind talking to him, but even if I do or don't, I still want to send him $100,000 every single month to go and live the life that he's living based on, working his butt off for, 2 or 3 years. And that's what I love about this business, is the leverage that you can create over a 2 or 3 year period of time, you should never have to talk to me or anybody else again unless you want to. If you do this right over the next 2 or 3 years, you should be good to go, and then just living life on your terms, and continuing to show up at the events if you want to. And that's we've created that lifestyle for a couple people, and we want to do it for a lot more.
I like it, Dan. I mean, the website looks good. Step one, step two, step three. I like the first 48 hours, kick in gear, get going. I
Yeah,
mean, the products, like Sarah even said, I mean, it's an all-in-one product. That's when I saw it. I was like, wow, it's a no-brainer. I really want to take the product. You know,
yeah.
so coffee or tropical, either one. I'll take both. So I really like what you got here. And Sarah, do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
I do have a question. First of all, Dan, I missed Be Epic very much. I'm very happy to be on a Zoom with you right now. So I just want to say that. Um, but my question is, you were talking about the $45. So just if you could clear that up for me. So it is free to join the opportunity. When you're talking about $45, you're talking about the actual cost of product. Am I getting
Yes,
that correct?
that's
Perfect.
correct.
Second part to my question. So I know this is separate from Be Epic, but the same company, just a new division.
Yeah, it's
So
not completely separate. It's the same database and it's the same
yeah,
compensation plan, but there's some slightly different qualifiers. Like one bag will qualify you for all of the all the way up to the top rank.
okay,
We have the bonus pool with getting 248 hours that Be Epic doesn't have.
okay. So
But
that's
everything else is pretty much the same.
okay, cool. So that's part of my question because I don't want to cause confusion with anybody coming in, but I want people to be active and building.
Yeah.
Coming into Epic Slim with there not being the product as of yet, everybody's just getting placed. So, how do we do the 48-hour?
Yeah, great question. The
Thank you.
48 hours starts from your purchase, not from when you join for free.
Okay, perfect. So it
So
starts
you
from
like
your
right now
purchase.
when you actually purchase, which will be the week of the third, we're thinking purchasing will be probably the fourth. We might do it when right at the cutoff, because we end the week, the pay cycle on the week on Tuesday night. So we might start taking the orders on Wednesday and shipping that same time. Um, it- that's what it's on. Everything's on pace for that right now.
Okay.
I think we're going to the manufacturer tomorrow. We're going to be shooting some videos there. I don't go there that often because it's not super far, but it's about an hour and 20 minutes from my office, where our manufacturer is. But we are going down there tomorrow. We have some people in town getting them some samples. I do believe that all the ingredients are in. They're doing the blend. So I don't see anything making us not launch the week of the third. But things can happen. I mean, obviously the back office, that's all done. We're ready to go as soon as that product, and we're doing pre-launch packaging, just because we want to do it a little bit faster. Originally, we were bringing this on for these teams that have come over from Juness, and just going to put it on as a product and Be Epic. But when we launched the 15 to 10K with the socks, and started to see like 1,000 people coming in on socks, and most of them coming in from, you know, younger 17, 18, 20 year olds that have never done network marketing, don't even really know what it is, just following the system. I was like, you know what, we shouldn't just bring this out and put it in with 15 other products. So let's build the business model around it. And we're also getting everything set up with the manufacturing, because that's new for us. We just got started in that in December. And so the packaging takes usually close to 6 to 7 weeks for the full branded packaging to come out. And we were like, we can wait that amount of time, or we can just bring it out in a pouch with a scoop, and the supplement packs and stuff like that, and then we can probably turn it around in 3 to 4 weeks. And so we send out samples to the leaders in BEPIC. This is, again, more when we're just going to add it on to the product line. And they're like, man, we have everybody, because we sample them out to some of our team members and to some customers, and everybody's like, man, how fast can you launch this? And so then we started to be like, okay, let's try and move this thing a little bit faster. So we asked them, hey, do you want us to go kind of pre-launch packaging while we order all of the other packaging, have it come in for the next run? And that's kind of what they agreed. And then I was like, man, we have a lot of excitement on this, just because the product tastes so good, works so well. Let's launch this thing out as an entire turnkey business, as opposed to just putting it on as a product with 15 other products. And so that's kind of what we're doing with the Epic Slim. So it's kind of, changed a little bit, but everybody can build unlimited people for free. And it's only going to be, we're looking at 10 days or so, and people are going to be ordering. So I look at it, the more of that foundation you can get, it's just kind of like jump starting a little bit. Like if I can get 50 people, 100 people, 500 people over the next 10 days to come in for free, then my first day, I might start off with 50 or 100 orders. And then if those people are really motivated to get there 2 and 48 hours, now all of a sudden I can jump up to, 400 or 500 people, 1,000 people in my first week or two, and they're all motivated to get to, we can see some fast growth. And so that's why we decided to go ahead and launch this out with a pre-launch and things like that, because it's literally just like the more foundation you can get before we launch, the faster it's going to grow. And we have seen some fast growth. We've had 5 people now go from 0 to over $100,000 per month in less than 6 months. And I honestly think we're going to see that same thing with this. I think if you look from February 3rd as like day one, or February 4th, whenever we take those first orders, and then you just look in that next 6-month period, I predict that we'll have 3 or 4 people in the first 6 months jump over $100,000 a month. It's just that the business is that simple. It's that turnkey. The product is that good. And there's not a ton of super strong competitors that are making waves. And if they are, they're way more expensive. They don't have the things. Again, I'm not saying there's not good companies. There's great companies. There's good products. There's good corporate teams and great distributors all over the world. But again, if you just throw logic there, they're not competing. They don't have the software that we have for the AI. They're not manufacturing their own product. Less than 1% own their own software. So you know what I mean? We can move faster. We have offices all over the world. So this is something that is one of those chances that you can get in and create some momentum. Like when we had people in 2020 get to $1 million their first year, the only way they did that is they had a bunch of people making money. And the easiest time in network marketing to make money is when other people are making money, because then everybody's more interested. It's just like that 4-minute mile story. People didn't even know if it was possible, for a human to run a mile in 4 minutes. As soon as somebody finally did it, then like 2 or 3 other people did it in the next 2 weeks. And they just break that barrier. That for whatever reason, as human beings, we're kind of our own worst enemy. We're the ones that hold ourselves back more than anybody else. And because look at it. I mean, is it possible to get 2 people in your first day? Of course it is. I mean, if you did that and you duplicated it, in 2 weeks, you're at $100,000 a month. And that's not even doing anything like crazy, but I've never seen anybody do it, but everybody could do it. It's just like, hey, if you follow that blueprint exactly, I think we're going to see some incomes go very fast. And some people already have been working this type of business for decades, and they have a strong center of influence. So they reach out and get 100 people in their first 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. And it typically, like even when I've seen that over the last 30 years, there people get some, and then it gets smaller and smaller. And then you get, down there like 2 or 3 levels, and those people are bringing in 0. But those are the people that are like, I don't really know what to do. They haven't had success. They've tried a lot of things. They think the warm market's dead. That's where I think having like an exact blueprint and saying, hey, we're not trying to sell anybody. It could be dead. We don't know. You don't know if it's dead. Nobody knows. You don't know everybody's situation. Let's just get the business in front of them, send out one of these messages and see. If they don't respond, don't worry about it. We're not going to bug them. We're not going to, try and sell them or invite them to our house for a barbecue and then try and sell them some Epic Slim. We're just going to send them some information. They can, watch a 3-minute video and say, hey, sounds pretty cool, or they're not interested at all. It doesn't matter because marketing, every single person can get their people because there's billions of people interested. And we already know where they are. We don't have to go find them. They're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube. They're already there. We just got to get the information in front of them.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, and we have it all worked out for everybody, and we're going to be able to automate that process, and that's when it gets crazy.
Can I ask a quick ingredient question?
Yep.
I noticed that there is stevia as well as sucralose. Sucralose not being my favorite, wishing it wasn't in there.
There's a small amount. Obviously, the coffee has none.
The coffee has none.
Right, because the coffee has no sweeteners at all.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we have two options. As we grow a little bit, we have a version that tastes very drinkable without it. But I think that if we did a taste test, 9 out of 10 would say the one in sucralose is much better.
Of course.
And
of course.
so,
And yeah.
and sucralose has kind of a bad rap. I'm not a massive fan of it myself, but almost everything that you see bad on sucralose is tied in with Splenda. Splenda is sweetened with sucralose, but it's maltodextrin, and it's a completely different ballgame. When you're looking at 80 milligrams of sucralose and compared to Splenda, when Splenda's basically has all the carrier that's sweetened with sucralose, and that carrier spikes your blood sugar. The maltodextrin does. And so there's a lot of issues, but go and look, you'll see almost every single thing that has anything negative to say about sucralose is talking about Splenda. Splenda's not sucralose. Splenda is maltodextrin sweetened with sucralose.
Fair. No,
But
I
again,
get
I agree with you. We do have
Yeah.
a version with
Okay.
no sucralose at all. We also have the coffee. And so we decided to launch something that we know is going to taste absolutely delicious because we have another version without it. But we also realize there'll be some people that don't drink coffee and don't want sucralose. We have versions without it, and we'll do LTOs. And once sales are up enough and there's enough people asking for that, then we'll bring out a flavored version, non-coffee version with all natural sweeteners.
It's just the holistic nutritionist in me. I can't.
No,
I just had to ask.
it's not a bad thing. We're definitely with that group of people. We're going to get that question a lot, and that's why I wanted to make sure that we have a coffee with nothing. No,
Love it.
there's not much they're going to be able to say on that, so that there's another option.
Thank you, good sir.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm glad Mike, you told me, check this out. And I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I want to touch, I know I kind of got on late. I had to get my daughter, but Dan, I appreciate you doing this for us last minute as well. And what we're going to be doing, I know we have a week and a half before the 3rd or so before this really goes live. I was talking to Brian. We're willing to do, blitz as much as we can with Zooms to provide as much value, and to get people on to answer questions and just do all the work up front. Just get as many people in right now to build. So when we do launch, we have that big team and organization ready to go. So
and let's figure out. I mean, you guys were there right at the beginning with Prove It and the things that they did to get all the excitement built up with their LTOs and all of that. Yeah. But let's, we're definitely listening. We're not saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We're like, hey, you guys have made millions of dollars in the industry. You've seen Brian's a brilliant marketer. Yeah. And we've seen what he's done. Success leaves clues. And it's just like, hey, we have something that is much more affordable for the masses. We have a turnkey system. We have a stronger business model, and we're going with something that there's not a ton of education.
Yeah.
Most people, when they know about the ingredients that we have, they already we don't have to convince them. It's not. Sometimes it's cool with some brand new technology, especially if it's technology that's going to use fat as fuel and stuff like that. That gets people excited. But sometimes it's good to not really have to do a whole lot of explaining because they've all heard about the ingredients and they already know that they're good.
Yeah, I mean, this is simple. A $50 decision. We already have the game plan and the blueprint in place. Help them get to in 48 hours. That's the driving force of the whole plan. We just
Yeah.
teach that. I mean, who do you know that has $50 and wants to start a business?
Yeah, and I think the big key
yeah,
also is just getting people to realize that by design, we're designed to pay you,
Yep.
not for you to pay us. That's one thing that so many people get mixed up in their mind, that they're worried about what the product costs. It's like, so I mean, you're not planning on making money? What are you doing? If you get two who get two, you're in profit. The product costs you nothing.
All right.
And I mean, you should be in that mindset that these guys are going to pay me thousands of dollars per week in order to use and promote these products. I'm not paying $45 per product. I'm paying $45 for a business. And then I'm going to show you how to get that product, not for free. I'm going to show you how to get paid to use that product every single month. And I think that just that mindset, if we can get all the leadership to be explained, no, we're selling a turnkey business for $45. We're not selling a coffee for $45. You're going to get the coffee. We're going to pay you to take the coffee. You know what I mean? So I think that just a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, getting people to get excited to receive their product and open their product and throw it on Instagram and testimonials. The more testimonials we get, the easier it is for the business. It's already proven. It's a statistic. Testimonials sell better than samples, because samples, you have everything. Let's say you take that first taste and you don't like it. It's going to be hard to sell that person. But they see 20 testimonials of people that are like, man, I feel better, hair's growing, this, blah, 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 I've lost weight, all of these different things. Then they're like, man, if I can get those results, I'll figure out how to drink it. But if you just drink it and you don't like the flavor, then you're out. But you see 50 testimonials before you've even tasted it, then you get excited. That's why I think you've seen that proven that, like, over the last decade of social media, the fastest growing groups have had strong testimonial groups. But now Facebook and so many of those have made it a little bit more difficult to run it the same way that people used to. But it's still something that's always going to go. So the more people we can get doing first impressions, unboxings, the excitement of getting the product, posting on the tomorrow at the manufacturer, we're going to be doing a live and then turning 100% Epic back on.
Okay, cool.
And that is one that already has close to 400,000 members.
Okay.
And so that'll be where everybody can use that. We also have Epic U, and then obviously any teams can put together their own testimonial sites. But 100% Epic will be going live again tomorrow at the manufacturer. So I'll send you guys a message when that's live.
What time are you guys going to be there?
We're going there at noon, and we're going to do it live from there. So probably around noon, 2 Eastern time, noon Mountain time. So probably between 2 and 3 Eastern.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question about the testimonial group?
Yeah.
So I know how amazing the testimonial group was. Is this going to be the same? So you're saying there's already the 400,000 members. So is this going to be a mix of testimonies for
Different
Epic
products?
Slim?
Yeah. So it won't be only the Epic Slim. And so that's something that we may want
Okay.
to do, one that's only Epic Slim.
Yeah,
Because this one's a mix.
right. I keep thinking how to keep it streamlined and not confuse people, because everything in me is like, oh, I got to get some of my green pills again. Like I'm just trying to, I guess, visualize how to keep it separate, or if people want it separate, or if it's going to be together.
There's going to be some people for sure that are going to do it separate. We'll
Yeah.
have some testimonial groups that are only for the Epic Slim.
Beautiful.
Because you just don't
Okay.
want to answer the questions and do all of that. And so, but that one, there is some benefit, depending on the people that you're talking to and what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Even like after they join, you could have them go there, because then they might buy like the,
Totally.
wrinkle cream, or they might buy the Elevate, or whatever. So it could be something that you can just increase your volume without having to do any sales. They can
Yeah.
just go there, look at the testimonials, and buy more product. But for sure, we're going to put together some sites that are only the Epic Slim, just so that it just keeps everything simple. In order to do that, that's why when we kick this thing off that first week, we need to start getting the testimonials coming in, because what do people want to know? The first thing they want to know is, how does it taste? You know what I mean? So just getting a ton of testimonials on the taste is going to help everybody with the sales. Okay, I bet you most drink products, the first question that somebody asks me even before the ingredients and what it does is, how does it taste? And so it just kind of shows how important that is to a lot of, it's not to every consumer, but just to the masses, that's a big thing. So yeah, so the 100% Epic is going to be a tool, but it may not be the best tool for this product. But obviously, we're not going to have one only on this product until after the launch,
Yeah,
because
that makes perfect
people don't
sense.
have the product yet. So
Like it. Thanks. I'm excited to pre-build. So let's map out some times that we can do some blitz calls and Zooms and just kind of teach people what's going on and go from there. So, we just started talking about this today about 9 hours ago. You know what I mean? So got a
Love
lot
it.
of interested people on. Every person writes back, wow, that's interesting. Wow, okay. And so it'll be fun, it'll be simple, and having that system that will be able to walk people through, because I've when Mike and Dan, I got started with them a while back, you recruit 100 people your first week, and I understand how to do it, but a lot of people didn't know where to go from there, and it was hard to really teach everybody. So I like the whole getting started fast. This is what you need to do. Let's go. So
Yeah,
cool.
just look in the groups
Absolutely.
if you're in there. We're gonna put the schedule on it and constantly, help you guys whatever we need to do to support and constantly do more Zooms, answer questions and all that stuff. Sorry, my dog is on my lap. He's hurting.
People
The
do
big old
better.
dog.
Aw,
He's a big old dog. He's like 100-pound pit.
that's
But
what I
anyway,
have too, 100-pound pit.
yeah, his name's Simba. We have Simba and Nala, boy and girl. Our kids named
Oh,
him from Lion King. So, but
cute.
yeah, I appreciate you guys. Whatever we can do to support. It's just the beginning. It's the day one of the site going live. Let's really take this serious for the next week and a half and just get it out to everybody. And we can start doing strategy calls on the plan as well, so people understand that. But the whole driving force is getting to in your 48 hours and teaching that. And that's what's going to be the power of everything, because we know two people has $50 to really change their life, and then that would just start snowballing once they start seeing, it growing, their confidence and all that stuff, and that's where the fun happens. Seeing people, that light bulb goes off in their head, and they see that success and stuff growing and everything.
Mhm.
So that's the fun part. So anyway, Dan, I appreciate you, buddy.
yeah, thank you guys. We'll be back again soon.
Thanks,
Just let me
Dan.
know, and we can do some more throughout the
Absolutely.
weekend, next week, whatever you guys need.
Okay, awesome, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
And
Bye.
we do have one corporate Monday, if we can get as
Yeah.
many people as possible, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. There'll be emails. I'll be getting the links out to everybody,
Okay.
and stuff like that. So I think I've already sent the links out to everybody, but that's Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll
Make sure
hold
you have a
1,000
big Zoom.
people.
Make sure you have a big Zoom.
All
Yeah,
right.
it'll hold 1,000, and we would like to max that out.
I
Yes,
like
yes,
it.
sir.
I saw
Okay.
some of the leaders coming back too, which would love them. So I'm excited
Yeah,
other people are coming back. Great people.
Yes, sir.
yeah. So thank you guys so much.
All
Talk
All
to you
right.
right.
soon.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.